Let's look at the Tasmanian Certificate of Education, or TCE, and just what's involved. It can sometimes sound a bit complicated, but don't worry, we're quite happy to answer any questions and to discuss your needs. Many students find it difficult to get their heads around what they want to achieve by the end of Year 12 and how they'll prepare for the next step in their pathway, whether that's a job, apprenticeship, university or other courses. Now you may have heard people refer to some courses as TASC courses. TASC is also known as the Office of Tasmanian Assessment, Standards and Certification, which is a body that certifies the Tasmanian Certificate of Education, which we know as the TCE. TASC manages the courses, the assessment and the delivery of all the courses that most Tasmanian students undertake in Years 11 and 12. At Leyland, we offer a range of these courses. To obtain the TCE, students must complete the equivalent of a 2-year program of senior secondary studies, develop and review plans for their future, and meet a set of standards for everyday adult reading, writing, communication, maths, use of a computer and the internet, participation and achievement, as well as career and life planning. These standards will be met through studying TASC accredited courses and other TASC endorsed courses, which could include VET courses. Results in some of these courses are approved by TASC as showing that everyday literacy and numeracy and ICT requirements have been met. Students need to make sure they choose courses that meet the required standards. To achieve the TCE, you'll need to complete subjects that accrue credit points that in total add up to 120 points across both Years 11 and 12. Points change depending on the course you select. For example, English Level 3 is a 150-hour course that attracts 15 points. Everyday Maths Level 1 is a 100-hour course and attracts 10 points. Career and Life Planning is a 50-hour course that contributes 5 credit points. As you look to what subjects will make your total of 120 TCE credit points, just remember to take a look at whether or not the completion of a course covers the literacy, numeracy and ICT standards as mentioned earlier. Some courses, like English Writing Level 3, will cover both the literacy and ICT standard, as well as giving you TCE credit points. If you'd like to know if a course meets these standards, check on the TASC website and access the course information carefully, checking the details on the right-hand side. When planning for your Year 11 and 12 years at Leyland, it's worth remembering that each course has a level that reflects how complex it is. The higher the level, the more in-depth the subject becomes. There are 4 levels of TASC courses. Level 1 is the lowest level of complexity and can be a full year or shorter course. We only offer these as needed at Leyland. Level 2 subjects are what we call non-pre-tertiary subjects. We offer these as a standalone course or as a precursor to higher level courses. The higher level courses are Level 3 and 4 courses. These are known as pre-tertiary and they usually have an external assessment requirement such as an exam or portfolio. Please note that Level 4s are the highest level that are reserved for Year 12 students doing the top maths or science subjects, and they are usually done by students who have a particular university goal in mind. If you're planning to apply for university entrance at the end of Year 12, you'll need an ATAR score. I'll hand over to Diana to explain that in a bit more detail.
Thanks, Rob. So students wanting to go to university will often need more than the TCE. Many will need a TE score, which is then converted into an ATAR. This is where things get a bit confusing. Each TASC Level 3 or 4 subject a student achieves a satisfactory achievement or higher in receives a score between 1 and 26. A TE or a tertiary entrance score is calculated by adding the 5 best subjects at the end of Year 12 with only the 2 highest scores in Year 11 being able to contribute. 3 or more scores are taken from Year 12 results. The TE score is then measured against other students in Tasmania and calculated into a percentile ranking known as an ATAR or Australian Tertiary Admission Rank. The ATAR ranges between 0 and 99.95 and shows your rank compared with other Year 12 students in Tasmania. For example, a student with a TE score of 75 may achieve an ATAR score of 80 if only 20% of students have a higher TE score than 75. Therefore, the ATAR represents a ranking of achievement. Similarly, getting an ATAR of 80 means you have achieved equal or higher than 80% of Year 12 school leavers in Tasmania. Your overall academic achievement is measured by your TE score. How well you rank in the ATAR therefore depends on the TE score and how it compares to other students in your year group. While some university courses have specific ATAR or subject requirements, these are not needed for all pathways. Many students don't need an ATAR because they don't intend on going to university directly after Year 12. University admission can be gained through means other than ATAR for many courses, so it's important to check the requirements of particular courses of interest.
Thanks, Diana. One question that can arise is, what happens if I don't meet my requirements for my TCE? It's worthwhile knowing that TASC will issue all students, including those who do not meet the requirements of the Tasmanian Certificate of Education, with a qualification certificate showing all their senior secondary education and training qualifications. Just remember that Year 12 students seeking entry to courses at the University of Tasmania use their ATAR, worked out from achievement in TASC Level 3 or above subjects, using rules approved by the university. Please note that the University of Tasmania requires students to have obtained a TCE before entry is allowed.
Thanks, Rob. Well, we really hope that you have found this introduction to the planning of your Year 11-12 years at Leyland helpful.